Biden's Supreme Court diversity pick, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, in front of the Senate today. The confirmation process begins. Democrats, of course, demanding a totally respectable few days of questioning. They're hoping that you fell and hit your head recently and you can't remember 2018 and what they did to Justice Kavanaugh. Because Jackson is a black woman, any scrutiny of her character and judicial record, of course, is obviously racist. Don't ask any questions. We can't talk about the fact that she seems to let perverts off the hook with extraordinarily lenient sentences, something that Senator Josh Hawley brought up in a series of tweets last week, or that she's evidently a fan of the 1619 Project, which effectively calls America racist to its core, something that doesn't really align with Jackson's pro-America statements in front of the Senate. Take a look at this.
My parents taught me that unlike the many barriers that they had to face growing up, my path was clearer. So that if I worked hard and I believed in myself in America, I could do anything or be anything I wanted to be.
The 1619 liberals are raging at that statement, I'm sure. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham joins us tonight to talk more about that. Senator, good to see you. Your thoughts after the first day of the hearings today? Obviously, you said a lot.
Yeah, well, number one, we're not going to live in a world where a conservative African-American, Janice Rogers Brown, is filibustered and a Democratic nominee is not going to be asked hard questions. See, when the liberals go after a conservative woman or person of color, it's all about their philosophy. That's fair game. When Josh Hawley or Lindsey Graham ask a hard question to a person of color or a liberal woman, we're sexist or racist. We're not going to play that game. I'm tired of that. So You can expect her to be challenged respectfully.
Let's go ahead and take a listen to what you said today.
I remember Janice Rogers Brown, an African-American woman, that was filibustered by the same people praising you. I remember Miguel Estrada, one of the finest people I ever met, completely wiped out. Didn't make it through the gang of 14, whatever gang I was in. I've been in so many I can't remember. He didn't make the cut.
It's a big statement there. Let's go ahead and show Janice Rogers Brown and Miguel Estrada right here, the two of them. Obviously, it's a little more than interesting that Janice Rogers Brown was effectively filibustered by Joe Biden, and now he's parading around his own nominee, talking about how he's doing this revolutionary thing by putting the first black woman on the court. He couldn't care less about meeting that achievement in reality.
Could care less. Janice Rogers Brown was born in Alabama. She's a black woman, born and raised in Alabama, made her way through legal circles, one of the finest people I've met in this process. And they filibustered her ascension to the D.C. District Court. She eventually got there, but they slowed everything down. Miguel Estrada was a terrific. He could have been one of the first Hispanic people on the court. They actually, destroyed his life. Remember Kavanaugh? I told the judge today, I said, listen, here's one thing won't happen to you. We're not going to sit on stuff that's bad for you, an accusation against you, not let you defend yourself, and reveal it right before the gavel is put down to end the hearing. We're not going to play that kind of game, but you need to tune in tomorrow. Yeah, now, I've got some things that I want to talk about tomorrow.
We certainly are, yeah, and we're obviously going to watch as that's when the questions begin. I want to show something real quick. In 2018, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries said to then nominee Brett Kavanaugh, I'll put it in a tweet, take your fake apology and flush it down the toilet. Today, the same congressperson tweeting out the Senate must treat Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson with dignity and respect. Senator Mazie Hirono, Hawaii, always is good for a laugh because she always says something really stupid. She had this to say today.
They have implied you were solely nominated due to your race and not for other factors. Apparently, some have even claimed that you need to show your LSAT scores to determine whether you are a top legal mind. This is incredibly offensive and condescending.
So it's incredibly offensive and condescending. She says that they say that you were picked just because of your race. No, I don't think anybody said that except the person that nominated her, who said I was nominating her because of her race.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden said, I'm going to pick a black woman to the court. Listen, Michelle Childs was a district court judge from South Carolina. She'd be in the liberal camp, but I've known her for a long time. I could have supported her. Here's the question. What is it about Justice Jackson that every liberal group in the country loves so much? What is it about Michelle Childs they hated? They declared war on her because they wanted Judge Jackson to be their choice. Yeah. And Justice Jackson said, I don't have any judicial philosophy per se. Well, here's a question. Well, why do people in the far left camp believe you do?
That is a great question, and that's one I'm trying to figure out, too, because when you listen to Ketanji Brown talk,
Stay tuned tomorrow.
You might figure something out, but when you listen to her talk, when she first popped up, and we got to hear her talk after the nomination was made, and she was there with Biden, she said what to me appeared to be very conservative, very clear-minded. She seemed very like a very, very lovely person, and she talked about her family, and she talked about God, and she talked about how in this country anything's possible, which you just don't hear from liberals these days because they swear that this country is evil and inherently racist. She said all those things, and I'm wondering if that's the real her, or is the real her, the way that she might judiciate. I have no idea. Or judicate.
Well, here's what I can say. She talked about her faith. Good. I'm glad she has faith. And I'll ask her, could you be fair to somebody who doesn't share your faith? I'm sure she'll say yes. But remember Amy Coney Barrett? Yeah. Remember the mother of 7 or 8 kids who's a devout Catholic who's in some organization in the Catholic Church. They tried to make sure that she was a member of a cult, not an organized religion. Remember the statement about her, the dogma lives loudly within you. Mm-hmm. How would you like it for your faith to be turned against you? Judge Alito, remember him? They accused him of being a racist because he was in some supper club. So here's the deal. I'm going to point out the hypocrisy tomorrow, and just stay tuned.
We very much look forward to it. We appreciate it. You always make it interesting. These Judiciary Committee hearings and the nominations are always interesting when you're there. I know that much is true. Senator, thank you so much for the time.